As an avid Borderlands fan, someone who owns and has played through every single game in the series, I have to be honest, I haven't had the highest hopes for Borderlands 4, especially with all of the controversies surrounding it. And to be honest, it really started for me with the now infamous Randy Pitchford quote in regards to the price of the game. If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. Which was him essentially saying, I don't care if you can't afford it, this is the price and it's not going to change. Well, I have a feeling that is, in fact, going to change pretty soon, as the game launch has been a total shit show. From the paid early access reviews that all somehow couldn't find any flaws in the game, to the absolutely piss-poor optimization, it's worth making a video documenting the first few days of its launch cycle. So today, we're going to read the early reviews from the actual players of the game, and see what they think about it. And if you enjoy content like this, consider subscribing so you never miss another upload. With that being said, let's get into it. Being released on 9/11/2025,
Nice.
Borderlands 4 has been met with mixed reviews. And don't take my word for it, here's a screenshot from Steam showing I'm not making things up. And as Steam is my main platform for gaming, I'm going to be reading out reviews from the players there. And trust me, there are a lot of reviews so far. 10,500 to be precise, as of the making of this video. Kanoa Daddy said in their review, gameplay is fun, but the crashing and frame issues on a pretty beastie PC, even at lower settings, is pretty unacceptable for a $70 game. Other than performance issues, gameplay is exactly what you expect from Borderlands. V said, it runs like absolute garbage. Cannot recommend this game until they fix the performance issues. My system reaches a maximum of 50 FPS in combat on medium settings with DLSS turned on in performance mode. I refuse to use ultra performance since it massively impacts visual clarity. And then they list their PC specs as Ryzen 9 3900X OC, NVIDIA RTX 3090 OC, 32 gigs of RAM at 3200 MHz, Samsung 970 EVO M.2. Faye_ said, I have a 5090 and the newest Ryzen 3DX with more than enough RAM. The game crashes now that I am over 2 hours played. Had no issues playing it until the latest patch/update. Trying to see if I can get a refund since most time was spent trying to get the game to run instead of actually playing. AAA title on Unreal Engine 5. Wonder if companies will learn. However, it's not all bad reviews, and I'm simply going to cover them in sequential order as they pop up on my feed. So rest assured, this isn't a video shitting on Borderlands, I'm just giving the reviews in order. Jeff said in their positive review, they've learned their lesson with Borderlands 3. Fixed the issues and brought up a new game with new things to do. More freedom of movement, a massive map full of NPCs to shoot at. Compared to previous Borderlands, this holds up to be the best of them all. Even Borderlands 2 that I have hundreds of hours in. You can skip story on new characters after you complete the game. You can shut up Claptrap specifically. I gotta disagree with you there, buddy. Claptrap's the best. You can spawn and edit your vehicle from anywhere. You can fast travel with ease from anywhere. You can replay bosses. For targeted loot, there are random events scattered around the map to make even the most simple travel interesting. The BL3 gunplay, best part of that game, agree with you there, is here and is enhanced. Fun skill trees, fun vault hunters. The inventory UI is totally new, with tons of filters and selections. And you can finally loot as trash for easy selling with one key press. You have a glider and a hookshot kind of thingy to traverse the map. You have double jump and air dash for more movement on hectic combat. I could go on and on. If you enjoy Borderlands 2, get it. If you enjoy Borderlands 3 with mods, get it now. Borderlands 4 is a true and fun sequel. Followed by Karen Benchmarks with another positive review stating, is Borderlands 4 worth it? Fun? Yes. Optimized? Absolutely not. Playable? Barely. RTX 5090 dips under 30 FPS in heavy fights, VRAM usage skyrockets, frame pacing is a mess, and DLSS feels mandatory just to stay above water. Game buried under terrible performance. Feels like I'm beta testing instead of playing. Pogalicious Queen with a negative review. Game runs okay, much better than Borderlands 3, played it a couple days ago. Stuttering can happen, but nothing like in 3. The bigger problem is how heavy this game is. At DLSS performance mode and frame gen on a 4090, it struggles to stay around 120 FPS. Turning down settings doesn't seem to do much, so I doubt people with lower end GPUs are having a good time. Definitely needs a lot of performance passing. Listen up, Randy. The biggest issue, however, are the frequent crashes or soft locks as I would call them. Half the time you go into the menus, you don't know if you'll make it back out of them, and that is where the game frequently locks up when closing the menus. Not acceptable at all, Randy. Surely this was known prior to launch, and some old publishers pushing for release dates, heart, which, if you don't know, is Steam's way of censoring quote-unquote bad words, I guess, sadly cannot recommend in this state. To which they received a reply from the actual devs stating, "We're sorry you're experiencing issues playing Borderlands 4. If your PC has an NVIDIA card, we have an article covering how to optimize your graphics settings here. If you're operating on a different graphics card, please check out our PC troubleshooting guide here. If your issues persist, please submit a request to 2K support here." And of course, they put a link after each sentence. "We appreciate your help and patience as we work with you to resolve this issue." How dare they try to insinuate that the reason this person is having issues is because they don't know how to optimize their graphics settings on their end? That's such a bullshit answer. They know the game is optimized horribly, as is every other AAA game of this decade on launch. And as with Randy Pitchford, instead of giving an actual explanation, they shift the blame to users. They need to stop being allowed to get away with shit like this. But let's move on before this turns into a rant, shall we? Reaper says in their positive review, "If you came here to read about the performance, I will not sugarcoat it. The performance is bad. That, however, is not the point of this early review, because despite all the performance issues, I keep wanting to play. That, to me, is a sign of a good game. Despite the low frames and issues with my 3080 recommended spec, I keep wanting to play more and more. Eventually, I did find the setting for me that kept me at an average 60 FPS on medium settings. This game is good, very good. The story is immediately better than 3, and the loot has me smiling ear to ear with each new piece. The open world is so good. So much to explore to a point where, after my first 10 hours, I have only explored maybe 20% of the map, with still more to do within what I have explored. Performance is an ongoing issue, but even when my game sometimes chugs down to 45 FPS, I could care less. The game has not crashed one time, and I have hit 0 critical game-breaking bugs. I promise in due time the FPS issues will be fixed, and Borderlands 2 will be remembered fondly as the looter-shooter that made loot meaningful again. If you are so spoiled the game needs to be on ultra settings with 120 FPS, feel free to buy at a later date. As for the settings I ran, I used FSR with balanced setting, and it helped me a ton from the first 2 hours of game time. Consider me a shill, but with Destiny 2 in the mud, this game has filled a hole long since empty by other games. I love you so much if you are reading this. We love you too, Reaper. Thank you for your honesty. It's something that is very underutilized and underappreciated these days. GSR Nevada, in a positive review, said, "I'm not having any of the issues that others are having. No crashing, no frame rate drop, and I'm on a 4070. Fun game." And that's good. I'm genuinely glad that there are some people out there not experiencing any problems. As I've said before, I'm a very avid Borderlands fan, and I sincerely don't want this game to flop or do bad. But I feel it is very important to call out the devs when they continue doing things like this. I would much rather the game come out in a few months, fully optimized so everyone can enjoy the experience. And to finish it off, we have Reg, with a negative review saying simply, Terrible optimization. Another Unreal Engine 5 casualty. Not worth buying in its current state unless you have a NASA PC. To which the devs replied, "We know PC optimization can be a trick. We know PC optimization can be a bit tricky. So we'd like to help you. If you are experiencing game-breaking problems, take a look at our troubleshooting guide on Steam." And then they posted a Steam community link. If you need further help, reach out to support. If you can share your PC specs with us, include in detail what you're experiencing, any video clips or screenshots, and other relevant info. Again, deflecting the blame to the users, instead of taking accountability for a horribly optimized game. And herein lies my problem with modern games. I'm so sick and tired of the devs thinking it's okay to release a game with little to no optimization on PC. With PlayStation or Xbox, the tech in them will always be the same, but for PC, people have a very wide range of hardware. However, for a dev charging $70 to $130 for a video game, optimizing it for PC is required. And anyone who thinks otherwise is a part of the reason that they are allowed to get away with this crap. If I buy a game, especially for $70, I expect to be able to fucking play it in modern graphics and frame rate. This is inexcusable. Now, with all of that being said, I will, as always, be fully transparent with you guys. I will be getting this game and playing through it. However, I will not be paying full price. I will be waiting until a decent Steam sale, and hopefully by then, the game will be optimized enough to run on my 40 series card. I simply refuse to pay that much for a video game when there's an overwhelming amount of people saying the optimization is piss poor. And now I'll end this video with a question for you, the watcher. Yeah, you, John. I see you watching this while sitting on the toilet. What do you guys think? Am I being too hard on them? Or did I not go hard enough? Let me know in the comments section below. And while you're there, drop a like or dislike, and subscribe for more. Now get out of my house.